3 becomes 0. So what times negative 4 is positive 24? Negative 6.
Oh, 2.
And then what times 3 is 24?
8.
8. So those are your x and y intercepts. So those are the 2 points you could actually graph the equation with and be okay. Okay, solving for y. You move the 3x over. Then divide by negative 4. So y is going to equal positive 3/4 x minus 6. And then your graph. You can graph your x, y intercepts. Or I could start at my y-intercept, the starting point, and go up 3 over 4, up 3 over 4. To make those little triangles. 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, the story problem. Some function notation. You can start with an f of x. You can do with a p of x, if this is a party. What's changing every time? The cost of running the building, or how many people is coming to the party? So which one's your slope? The 50 or the 10?
10.
So there's your equation. It could be f of x, p of x, r of x if it's a reception.
The 50 before the 10.
Yep, you could switch it. But you got to realize that, now this is your slope and that's your intercept and not vice versa. Okay. Now when we graph 0, 50, so I'm going to go by tens. So if you just have 0 people show up, you still have to pay $50 for the building.
Yeah.
So if I have 1 person show up, how much is it? 60. 2 people, 70. 3 people, 80. Now, here's where it's a little different than the flower problem. Can I have half a person show up?
No.
No.
Can I have 1 3/4 people show up?
No.
Can I have 1 1/10 person show up?
No.
Kind of. If the person's pregnant.
Well, you still get paid $10 though, or you can go charge. So you don't connect the dots. That's why this one's a little different than the flower problem. The flower grows constantly, a little bit every day, but I have 0 people, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4, 5. So it goes back to that domain and range we've talked about before, where some of our graphs are connected and some are dots. Okay, yesterday Mr. Sexton asked me about study guides. He said some kids have requested study guides. This is your study guide. We've had 4 examples of what's going to be in the test. This should be in your notes, so you review this the night before the test. Yeah. No, this is your study guide.
Missed one.
If you want extra problems, download the worksheet from the Google Classroom. All right?
Which Ashley, that's right.
That's fine, but you don't have lines.
We are starting 2-4 today.
Alright.
So just the dots and it won't be a
Back up.
line connected to your dots.
Yeah, actually, I do have one connected to the dots.
So it's a linear function, and there's the equation for it. And we'll see that equation multiple times today. So it's called point slope, because I have to give you the slope, and I have to give you 1 point. Thank you, Freeman. Okay, now we're going to look at our key concepts. So I'm going to go to number 2, and there's 3 parts: words, algebra, and a graph. Under words, slope is rise over run, or it's change in y, or change in x. And then below it, I'll write that as a sentence. Yeah, it's a linear function, and that's the basic format because I have to give you the slope and I have to give you 1 point. So in words, you're finding the difference of the y's divided by the difference of the x's. And that equation will appear in the algebra block. And this is all words. No, I'm going to give you the equation here in algebra. So when it comes to algebra, I have to give you 2 points. And then your equation is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So there's the algebra part. I give you 2 points, you can find the slope. Yep, this is the algebra. This is how you find slope. This is the words and how you find slope, or little phrases to remember slope. The graph. There's those 2 points, which was our objective from 2-3. Can you graph of 2 points? And then this is your rising. Here's your running. Here's your slope. Rise, run. So run is your difference in x's. The y's is the rise. So there's the picture of what's going on. Words, algebra, picture.
For algebra, under the algebra block, we would do the triangle thing.
No, the algebra is simply how do you find slope. So
No, under this. Could you do like that under this?
I would put that more as words. That's like rise over run, change in y over change in x. The algebra is just how do you mathematically do it.
Okay.
But you can leave it there, that helps you remember. Ashlyn asked about, you can also do delta y over delta x, and that helps you remember. And juniors for NISA, what does the NISA test call slope? The NISA test doesn't say slope a lot, it says something else. Rate of change. So the NISA, they use rate of change a lot, they don't use slope. Okay, moving to number 3, point slope. I'm going to cut my box in half and do the math over here and give you